5:30 a.m. and these crackhead squirrels are going nuts. Good morning. Well, slept better than I thought it would in that tent. Might be because I was exhausted. I'd probably be still sleeping if it wasn't for these crackhead squirrels. Let's go down the lake, see if anything else is up and at them. Nothing but steam coming off the lake. That's pretty cool. And mosquitoes. Not cool. While going through Nashwauk on my way to Hibbing, something caught my eye. Hawkins mine. First mine in Itasca County, operated 1902 to 62, 25 million tons of iron shipped. Alright, we gotta check it out. On Google Maps, it just shows us a big pond, which it could be filled in by now with water. But we gotta check this out. Oh, sweet. Wow, this is cool. This is pretty cool. Worth a stop. Alright, we just got to Hibbing. We are going now to the Hull-Rice-Mahoning view. Yeah, we can go uphill. This should be interesting. Oh, a little bumpy, but they're blading the road, so they haven't got to this side yet. This ought to be pretty interesting because I think this is actual active mine, if I recall correctly. So, let's keep on going up and up. Holy cow. I wish you could see the view I have to the left. But we'll get to it when we get up here at the top. This is amazing. And they have a bunch of displays of equipment that's out of commission now and stuff up here too, but we'll definitely check it all out. Time to explore. Oof. Okay folks, here you go. Are you ready to say, holy cow, to the Hull-Rice-Mahoning open pit. Holy smokes. It said it's still active. They're watering down the lanes and roads. This thing goes for miles. Oops. Sort of interesting. There's like a waterfall. You probably can't see it through the lens. Right there. This is crazy. Here's a very interesting sign. Basically, this is also called the Grand Canyon in the north. This used to begin as separate mines. All four or three of them named for their owners. 600 feet deep, 1.5 miles by 3.5 miles wide. The hole is still enough if you want to hit pause to read all this stuff, but it's really interesting. Some big name wealthy investors, Rockefeller and Carnegie, took over in the early 1900s. Yeah, we're gonna go climb around and all this other fun stuff now. From reading the sign, they used to do underground mining with tunnels and stuff, but considering how soft it is, they decided that it's a lot more safer just to go with dig the big hole and collapse everything down. That's why they have one of these little rail cars from the tunneling mining they used to do. Big boat anchor probably from the Great Lakes, because all this stuff goes to Lake Superior. Here we are, and they show all the rail lines going down to Duluth, the two harbors, Silver Bay, and then eventually works its way over to the east, over to the steel mills. Here's a big old drilling tool. Probably so they go place the dynamite to explode out the sides of the hill. Be cool if they could do an explosion while we're here. You at least hear it, won't see it. Now this is real interesting. For the engine for that huge dump truck, which we'll go buy one, just right here. Here's some cool stats. 16 cylinders. Engine service life 100,000 hours. 28 gallons of fuel consumption an hour. 50 gallon oil capacity. 11,250 pounds it weighs. 110 gallons of coolant. The total weight is 28,000 pounds. That's nuts. That's a big engine. For that rig. We're gonna go over here. Let's go check out this overlook. And the city of Hibbing. Here we go. We're gonna go up that thing, of course. 170-ton mine haul truck. That tire's gonna be like 12 foot tall. I'll go stand in front of it later. That's pretty cool. I want to drive it. Alright, I'm 5'10". I can't even reach the top of this thing.
Oh yeah. Can I sit in the cab?
Huge this thing is.
Henrik. Oh, there's broken glass in it. Oh. Henrik, get down.
Looking back towards Hibbing, you see all these big piles and such. Same as the one that we're standing on now. I'm wondering if these are all tailings and stuff, or basically everything they dug out of the hole that's not what they needed. Alright, there's no sign on this thing, but obviously this is one of the scoops from one of the borders. That's a big scoop. Crazy. Here's the only information I've seen on this one. 35-yard capacity. if I'm reading that correct. It's pretty huge. There's another one. It's a shovel bucket for that. One more overlook. There also is like a gift shop. We'll go in there, see what's inside. Maybe not for gifts, obviously, but see if we get any kind of information. It's another view. Just a bunch of other various loader buckets to use out throughout the process. Well, this one looks pretty cool. Looks like a big drag bucket. Yep. Pretty cool. Okay, I found a park in Hibbing because I needed to go and charge a couple batteries real quick. And I came across, while walking through the park, this hard surface field. I was like, what in the world is this? This is crazy. I've never seen something like this before. So I sent a message to my good friend Steph, who lives up here with her husband Ron now, and asked her what this is about. And she said, this is a wheelchair ball field. I have never seen one before. This is absolutely amazing. This is pretty cool. They did this park up right. There's a lot of neat stuff in this park. And I think she said her dad designed it. Excellent job, Dad. All right, tonight we were camping at the Ekbäck campground in the Finland State Forest near Finland, Minnesota, getting close to Lake Superior. Nothing really special with this campsite. You notice the trees are really thin. They had some moth, they said, that came through and eliminated and killed off a bunch of trees. So therefore, it doesn't look the greatest, not much shade. And no hammock hanging tonight. We did have some rain come through about 6 o'clock. And according to Weather Channel, about 2 o'clock in the morning, we're supposed to have a couple bands of storms come through. So no Durston tent tonight. Do not want to be on the ground and have all that splatter and stuff. Obviously no trees to hang hammock in. So we're truck tent camping it. I have everything in there that I possibly might need. Not a whole lot. It's going to be hot in there and humid. So, like I said, not much is in there at all. I do have the front seat of the truck ready to go in case I have to make a run for it and just sleep in the truck. Cab of the truck, which is fine. The only thing that's going to suck is going to get hot in there really quick. And there's always mosquitoes. Couldn't get a campfire started. We had one a little bit, but it's so damp. But the reason why I like this spot, I wanted to come to it, was on my list, is because of this creek. It is, I can't remember, the Baptism River. I'll go and post it down below, but let's go check it out. It's pretty cool. Down a little trail. As with everything near the North Shore, there's a bunch of rocks. Look at this. This is cool. I get hunters will go nuts here because the water's always moving the rocks. Sorry for the movement. Man, if you had a site that was close to this, you'd be sleeping like a log. Pretty sweet. Hopefully the sound of the water doesn't get drowned out by the mosquitoes. Once I made it down here, holy moly, they're thick. Alright, I think we got everything else situated. In case we gotta make a run for the cab. 71 degrees in here. Could get that little fan going. It's 10 o'clock at night. Might as well try to get some sleep before stuff hits the fan at 2. is when they're projecting. So if it gets hairy and scary and interesting in the middle of the night, I'll wake up, I'll let you know. If not, we'll see you in the morning.